What's good, my people? This your boy Smallito's Way, coming at you with another video. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, show some love. So let's get right into this, man. Day 2 of the George Floyd trial is on. The cop accused of killing George Floyd's trial is currently going on. And day 2 features a MMA fighter named Donald Wynn Williams II. And his testimony is he's speaking to the fact that what the officer performed on George Floyd in the MMA world is known as a blood choke, and is basically an MMA move. You know, basically he choked him out. Now, I don't think that we need a professional MMA fighter to testify to the fact that if you put your knee full force on somebody else's neck for 7 or 8 minutes, that you can kill them. But nonetheless, shout out to him for coming forward and speaking on what he saw, because he was actually there. He heard George Floyd calling for help. He heard George Floyd saying he couldn't breathe. And he seen blood coming from George Floyd's nose. So he was there and he's speaking on it. So shout out to him. Salute to him. Now I want to ask the people that's watching, how in the world is there even a trial going on for this? Because if the average person was on camera choking somebody's life away, choking them out until they died for 7 or 8 minutes, on camera, nobody in their right mind would even think about taking this case to trial. You would be the stupidest person in the world to have it on camera, your face plain as day on camera, showing you killing somebody and you taking it to trial. But that's the audacity and that's the privilege that these cops have, that they have reasonable doubt, even though there is no reasonable doubt. He killed him. He shouldn't have done that. He should have cuffed George Floyd, put his ass in the back seat of the car, and continued on with his day and drove him to the station. He had him on the floor for 8, 9. He had him on the floor for however long, choking this man's life out of him. I don't have high expectations. I don't have good expectations for this case. And can you blame me? When we've seen people like George Zimmerman, who wasn't even a cop, kill Trayvon Martin, a teenage kid, because he was black. We've seen this many times, man, where the cops get away with murder and then the city comes behind it and pays the family some money like that's supposed to make anything better. Nah, man, we want accountability. We want these men and women of the law to be held to the same standards that we are. When they make a mistake, they need to be held accountable. And then they say their justification is, well, they have a hard job and you're going to make mistakes. Well, they don't give us that excuse when we make a mistake. When we make a mistake in the street, when we make a mistake in the world, they charge us as though we know better. But they're trained to know better, and they don't even do, they make the same mistakes we do, quote unquote. Because that didn't look like a mistake to me. Eric Gardner didn't look like a mistake to me. You know what I'm saying? Mike Brown didn't look like a mistake to me. It didn't look like a mistake to me. Those look like blatant acts of violence and that led to murder. How is it that the cops are supposed to be trained to deal with these high-pressure situations, and time and time again we see them dealing with it poorly? Something needs to change, man. And I think the first step here is accountability. They need to be held accountable, because I bet you start a couple of 4 or 5 of these cops get life in prison or 20-year sentences when they kill somebody unjustly. The rest of them are falling off. That's what happens. When you keep letting people get away with things, they think that nothing's going to happen. They think they're invincible, and then they're never going to change. When you're giving people slaps on the wrist, they're never going to change. But when you really rock their ass and you give them holeless life sentence, holeless 20 years, and you do that 3, 4, 5 times, all them other cops going to take notice. They're not playing with us no more. That's what needs to be. That's what needs to happen here, people. Because if it doesn't, I already know it's going to happen. And so do you. You saw what happened when he was killed. The nation went crazy. It went crazy. So what the hell you think is going to happen if this man gets acquitted? That's going to give people that's going to stir up a lot of anger. And you already seen the people are fed up and they're not dealing with the anger in the most, the most constructive way. They take it to the streets and they really starting to fight back. And I think that they should avoid that. The jury needs to do the right thing here, man. It's plain as day. Any other regular Joe walks into that court with him on video choking the life out of somebody else and killing them, they wouldn't even take 10 minutes to figure out if he was guilty or not. This is not a case of reasonable doubt. This is a case of this man abused his power and wound up killing another person. He needs to be held accountable. This your boy Smallito's Way. It's just my humble opinion. Leave some comments. Let me know what's good. I answer all the comments that I can. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share this video, show some love, man. Pay attention to what's going on out here, people. And also always, always, always take care of yourself out there.